The Dire get a ban. Seconds.
5 seconds remaining.
It's only fitting that one of the hypest games and series of the year is going to a game 3. Secret against Nigma, all tied up 1 apiece as they head towards the TI 11 lower last chance qualifiers as they look towards a victory here in basically a best of 1 sheepo. Now we're down to it. Draft's going to matter so much. Vision, the play style, all coming into play here for both of these teams.
10 seconds.
Oh my god, I'm so hyped watching these games. They are so much fun. We're seeing such high level stuff coming from both of these teams, really bringing their A game, not wanting to get relegated here. I think the near comeback there from Secret was amazing, but I mean, let's just Nigma, what a great game 2 they had. I think every time I see Samael on this track, I feel so much more confident for this. Seems like his number 1. The fact that he doesn't even feel the need to itemize for BKB, you know, like the trust that he has in GH's IO. I mean, they even ban it out here now on Team Secret. Like, you gotta respect this hero. They're making it work so well together, and just on top of that, Kuroki's Primal Beast. Oh my god, I was gonna say who could have expected this. I think a lot of people could have expected this. I think he did an amazing bang-up goal on that Primal.
Yeah, he's gonna make me change my rules. I've not liked Primal Beast outside of the 3 role, but you know, if it's in Kuroki's hands, fine, or mid lane for GPK, fine. Those are my 2 exceptions so far for this Primal Beast being picked up by these squads. Yeah, everyone play out of their minds in that game 2 in particular. Kuro, Miracle, and GH in particular with those relocate saves. Team Secret obviously being able to fight back into a 21k net worth deficit with Chrysalis and Nisha doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but it's a fresh draft, a fresh game. We head into this 3rd match, trying to figure out what we're moving into. As Team Secret, they do get their hands on the Resolution DP to begin with.
Wow, that's a strong one. I like DP and I like Undying. I think I like Undying as an opener a little bit more, but maybe they're concerned about leaner response. They just think, you know what, DP, she's just going to be able to win and make these offlane matchups so much easier no matter what. So we want her more. Like, the amount that she gives in these towers, in this Roshan, you know, maybe that's just, they rate that highly.
God, I'm so warm after game 2. My glasses are fogging up. I'm starting to sweat.
You're sweating?
Adrenaline's pumping. I'm getting anxious.
Who's sweating harder, the teams or you?
I don't know. I'm just going to say both. Kuroki there looks like he's calm and composed, thinking about where he wants to head after this Undying pick.
Yeah, they could pick a core here if they feel like it. I know we've seen quite a few times that the mid just gets taken in response. Like, you have Batrider, Lina, these types of heroes open to you. Something that makes DP maybe sweat a little bit in the mid lane. Continuing on that trend can force her to that offlane, but if you think she's just going to go offlane, you don't necessarily have to take your mid, but I wouldn't be against it if it's just some strong laner that's going to have a good game.
I mean, what's left out there? There's like Ench is one of those big heroes that Nigma like to pick, but when you've already grabbed your Undying, I think you're right, having a core just to go along with it, not give away your lanes, have that flexibility of Bat being 2 or 3, matching DP's flexibility as well.
Well, this is honestly a good spot to pick Faceless Void in my opinion if you want it. Playing the time dilation into Batrider is very powerful, as well. Like, this disengage from Undying Tombstone, not really having any low cooldown stuns right now on Nigma's side. They could take it if they want. They have damage for Chrono with Death Prophet already. You're going to be able to have a hero that can open towers for you, so you're not kind of stuck like in a small map space. You can just get your Midas, get your Maelstrom, and farm for that late game. Alternatively, if they want to put this DP in the offlane, they could just take a mid that lanes into Batrider before they get banned out, that Queen of Pain, or they could just take a support that goes with the DP, something like a Earthshaker, something like a
Tusk.
A Tusk, yeah.
Or Zayat's techies, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe the Zayat's hero is going to come out here.
Yeah, there's always that Venge as well as an idea versus the Batrider.
True, yeah.
People playing with.
Like Doom's another one that they like to pick to kind of keep things flexible as well, but I think into an Undying and Bat, you can have some struggles there as the Doom.
Don't do that. You know, just watch them pick it and we have to like scramble over ourselves like, oh yeah, no, it's great into Undying. He buys boots and he drags the wave.
Ban now.
Slug. Slark.
Oh my god, that is not what I expected.
So they go for it again.
Okay.
I mean, if they're expecting the mid bat ride, Nisha had a sensational time against him. Didn't die, really.
No. What? Oh, yeah.
10 seconds.
Yeah. The Slark. Oh god, if they're putting it mid again.
5 seconds
He did have some
remaining.
struggles when supports rotated, but in the straight 1v1, he was like, I'm fine.
I don't think he was fine.
Radiant's turn to
He was
bat.
I think he died like
Six
3 times. I think he died
now.
3 times.
That's because he got banked by like 7 heroes.
I think he got ran down without ganks. He was definitely not having the best time of his life. But those support, but you can't pick something and be like, okay, we're never gonna get ganked. That's just not really possible unless you're able to output so much side lane pressure that the enemy feel like they can't possibly leave their cores alone with the supports. You know,
5
for fear of
seconds
just
remaining.
death or not getting any gold. Because then you're just suddenly losing 2 lanes. But that's kind of like,
Here's
I don't know
the
if you can think
Radiant
about that
band.
too much in a draft. You gotta make sure you're covering your bases and having something that works. Overall, yeah. If I talk about my favorite things about the Slark pick from game 1, it was definitely Nisha making it look more active than I thought it could be. I really felt that this hero was quite slow and wanted to farm and scale up as a core, but Nisha made sure to join his team to rotate on the side lanes, apply a little
5
bit of pressure,
seconds
get kills
remaining.
where he could, start to get up those stacks on the essence shift, and then itemizing differently, you know, going for that Echo Saber. Was it Echo Saber? It was
Diffusal
definitely Diffusal Blade, yeah. Diffusal Blade, he had that. And fighting a lot and giving Chrysalis the space to be more of a carry.
He's still got his pick to come. A lot of targeting now from Team Secret against Miracle, though. His sniper, his Shadow Fiend.
Radiant's
Some of these
turn
faster
to bat.
tempoed hero. There's the Faceless Void as well.
I don't want to play Slark into that too much. The matchup's definitely better nowadays, I think, since you have the depth shroud. Is that the name of it?
Yes.
Yeah, the shard. So if your teammates get chronoed, you can just like throw that down. But still, it's it's a chrono
10
at the end
seconds.
of the day, and the hero's really good right now.
5 seconds
Nigma.
remaining.
Got rid of the Invoker. A hero that sometimes can contend with the bat, just with the tornadoes and cold snaps when he's diving you. Queen of Pain is still out there as an option.
Yeah, one more ban. Are you gonna use it on
Radiant's
supports
turn to
or a
pick.
mid? Looks like it'll be that Storm. You know, for how confident
Dire's
Stormer was
turn
picking
to
bat into
pick
Storm in the early
Earthshaker.
of this patch, right? It feel like as time's gone on, everyone is just still banning Storm against the bat.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you have that Undying as well, and you just think it's too good to kind of give away.
Don't want to be facing up against it. Even when you're picking this Blink Initiation from Earthshaker. Good way to
seconds.
keep Death Prophet away from objectives or stop them from chasing you. Because
5
right now
seconds
Secret have
remaining.
the makings of an exceptional chase draft with Pounce and the speed of DP to get in on top of you.
Dire's
So does
turn
Nigma.
to pick.
Earthshaker, even without Blink, is going to be able to use Fissure to sort of catch you and help, like especially Slark, who's going to usually use Dark Pact and then pounce away. Earthshaker can actually just follow up with that with Fissure if he has the option. And this hit from Fog, going to be able to add that pressure. Like for
Radiant's
Slark, he's going to be
turn to
playing this
pick.
game thinking, okay, what threatens me? It's Earthshaker.
Oh,
Catching me
wow.
with that Fissure, because a Batrider running him down with Boost of Travel is not that scary. You know, like, well, it's a little scary, but at the very least you see it coming, you have ways to deal with it, and you can maybe buy enough time for your teammates to
The
come connect you and help
Dire
you.
get a ban.
And 2 counter picks against the Earthshaker, Clock and Rubik. Being able to steal that Fissure, get in on top of them with a hookshot battery assault. It's just, life is a living hell when you're against a Clock as an Earthshaker.
It's really, really hard, yeah.
Looks like Nigma then going to put the bat 3.
seconds.
Mind Control has played it several times in the past couple of months. Definitely something they can
5
do, and giving
seconds
Leshrac to
remaining.
Sumail, like you were saying at the start of the draft. They've looked incredible when he's the one leading the team, going in, starting team fights with this kind of tanky move speed build he's been going for.
Obviously, picking these 2 supports here, they wanted to leave Slark
Here's
flexible.
the Radiant band.
Dire's
This-
ban now.
I wonder how much it threatens them or pressures them in the draft on Secret, knowing, oh, we have to put this Slark as a carry now. I guess you're still matching it into Batrider, so you're happy.
And then where do you put the DP? She's still open to go mid or off lane, right?
Yeah, I wonder how that
10
matchup is for
seconds.
Bash. Can't be bad. Probably just trade farm.
Yeah,
5
probably.
seconds remaining.
I kind of want DP to be with the Clockwork. That's such a strong off lane.
is they don't get to choose though on Team Secret. They don't have last pick overall of the draft. They have to decide where they're putting it. You know, if you're going into a blind carry matchup, I think DP is a lot stronger than whatever Secret pick here. So I think Secret need to just pick a different mid laner. Like you mentioned, Quap.
Yeah, it's true. They banned Beastmaster there because Miracle has also played Lesh. So I talked about the potential for Mind Control to play Bat, but there's also the ability here for Sumail to play Bat, Lesh to go safe lane, or even just pick a third hero that goes mid now.
Oh, you're right. Alright, this is easy to think about. I'm just going to think about what they need instead. So they have a lot of magical damage right now. There's not really any physical scaling damage. There's no one... They have the tower taking in Leshrac, but they don't have something that just scales up, can fight into these BKB hard. You have like a bit of BKB control, but not the actual damage. Something, you know, that carry PA would bring, for example. Playing into this slug, you know, Bloodseeker's gone, Faceless Squid gone. Those are probably the two biggest. One, anything that does AoE damage. We've seen people enjoy picking Pudge as an option, even if it's not like necessarily great into the Essence Shift. They'll take Spectre. Okay.
They keep that global presence up, right? There's that common trend for Nigma throughout all of these games in the qualifiers. They have like the Prophet, the Io, the Boots of Travel Bat Rider, Miracle Spectre. They want to dogpile on heroes and make initiations really work out for them. So yeah, it will be the MC Bat, Sumail mid Leshrac, Miracle, the carry Spectre here. As Nisha, the Pangolier, come out in that mid lane while Resolution will grab the DP, so everything now set in stone.
I can't help but feel like both teams are really happy here, because that Pango got banned out in like first phase in the first game of the series, right? You have a Sumail going out on his Leshrac, you have Nisha going out on his Pango. I think both these players are going to be potentially looking like the stars of side, and just how their games go could impact this last match so heavily. A Pango with a good start with this Diffusal Blade could absolutely like be able to fight back into Bat Rider, make his game much harder. Sumail wanting to output all that magical damage. Pango roll doesn't really care about anything other than the whatever the W's called my brain kaput after all these great games.
On Lesh, the Edict?
Yes, Edict, thank you. And Spectre I like a lot. It just gives them what I wanted, that physical damage, the kind of scaling core that's going to give them that late game security.
Yeah, the ability to take Roche with Desolate damage as well, always handy to have. There's that weird kind of back and forth between Spectre and Slark though. You know, Slark can go Silver Edge, he's pretty good against these tanky heroes, stacking up Essence Shift. But Spectre's also got Haunt and the potential to have that mini Haunt as well to jump away and disengage from the Slark when needed. And here we go, game 3, all on the line. A victory here keeps you in the running for TI Quals. A winner does still have to win another series to get towards last chance qualifier. But a loss here, of course, means that your TI run ends. Super important for both of these teams and both these captains. You know, they've been the heart and soul of Dota 2 for a decade or more now. Puppey and Kuroki. Puppey still an all-timer for TI. Kuroki lost his streak last year. Looking to reclaim glory, get back to the international.
Heartbreaking no matter who loses here, for sure.
It's been a long road for Nigma as well, right? Dropping to Div 2, trying to get their way back up, coming into TI Quals.
Oh, you're just making me sad.
I mean, they've been showing though, building up and proving they are still, you know, a top tier team. Your Secret haven't been able to break them yet.
This long road through the qualifier. One will end here, but one will go on. It's looking like, honestly, just the top tier EU US teams right now. Seeing all these games playing out, I feel like there's so many close matches, so many high skill plays coming out. I'm just so hyped to be watching some good Dota.
We embark for battle.
It's going to be exciting though, no matter which way you're coming from. Bounty runes 2 apiece. No fighting over the runes, just going to go for the safety. We'll have our lane set up for us. There's Sumail on the Lesh, heading into mid against the Nisha Pango. Blocking up their waves. They're always looking for that bottle early on. And it feels like Secret have got pretty good ways of guarding runes here, with the Rubik and the Clockwork both very adept at guarding water runes and playing actively towards the mid lane.
It's going to be really important, especially because you're playing a ranged hero with a magic harass into a melee, right? You want to be able to get that sustain from the water runes to stay in the lane, be able to last it, think like Nisha's gonna be able to fight back with this shield crash. Yeah, to like secure range creep and also deal a little bit of damage. But yeah, it's hard, right? You're playing into a stun from Samel, who's gonna be able to like deny you range creeps with that. Nisha doesn't have that same luxury.
And Nigma tri-laning up top to safeguard Miracle's early laning stage. GH and Kuroki all ready, forcing Puppey to expend quite a bit of his regen, and they're both just hiding behind their tower. Now this does leave Mind Control in a 1v2 down bottom, and Zayat is making Nigma pay for this decision. A lot of damage onto MC, but he's actually playing aggressively, waiting for the battery assault to expire, getting a lot of that Firefly and Napalm damage on the clock. It looks like he's okay just to stay in the lane for now. As the dive up top, this is where you need your TPs to be active from Secret. Match the aggression from Nigma. Defend your Rezo DP, and now it's try versus try.
You never want to try lane into an Undying, seriously. It is just so rough. And Clockwork's a fantastic support doing all this damage. Like he's gonna get all this battery assault out now on Miracle. But when you start to skirmish and take fights, I mean you're gonna be having more opportunities for these double hero decays. When the tombstone goes down, it can go two ways, right? You have more heroes that can sit there and click it down and kill it, but at the same time, you know, good placement, a good ability to defend it.
Eat one of those.
Which you have with the Earthshaker Fisher, right? You could seriously get some good kills there going in. I guess the only rough thing is that you're playing with a Spectre. Usually when you have these tri-lanes, you like an aggressive carry. You have some Sven, something with a stun, a CK. Miracle maybe a little bit weaker here on that Spectre, but still with a little bit of burst from the dagger to come out. Definitely valuing maybe the DP a little bit more there in terms of trades.
Yeah, and GH was stuck in behind that tower and had to make a long run back, TP home. So Nigma a little exposed this next 20 seconds or so. Now they've moved things around. Chrysalis in a 1v1 against the Mind Control Bat Rider. I was just watching Zayat here, getting his battery assault damage in. Forced away by the 9 Mango Undying. Yeah, it's got to feel decent for Chrysalis. The Slark decent against the Bat, but again, top. They get the drag back. Kuroki surrounded. Decent Fisher from GH, but Zayat is there with the Cogs trapping in the Undying. Gets him first blood for Secret.
That's great for them, taking advantage of Undying still being level 1.
Precious bounty.
Because that's probably the worst thing about a tri-lane, is the experience deficit that you end up getting on supports. Because you want to give your XP to your carry, your cores, whoever needs it. I think for someone like Spectre, it's actually a little bit better because he just wants to focus on hitting creeps, right? So he doesn't mind you kind of sitting and taking his XP. He's not super XP dependent the way some other carries are. Still, yeah. And level 1 Undying. Getting a little bit of out of position.
A little bit sad for him. Chrysalis gets battered by the Bat Rider. But GH, pretty far forward here. Does have Kuroki holding his hands as they go up and block the small camp.
Now he's got that tombstone. Hit in 4 minutes, getting that XP.
Yeah, it looks like down bottom things have become a little more challenging for Chrysalis without a support there. And relying on 1 charges, and of course, pre-level 6, you don't have that guaranteed regen. You're just here by the tower trying to use the tower protection to heal back up. So MC is taking a nice firm grasp on his bottom lane.
It's not
CS
ideal.
ahead.
He's even expending money on a salve, which he's bringing to himself.
Try and use some of that mana up so he can wand as well later on down the line.
But I like this tri-lane idea a lot from Nigma, just because your Spectre is going to be so pivotal to you. I think the build that China was going, because they were the ones picking it the most during Tour 3 and stuff, they were going like Manta, Ags, and Basher. I think those were like the 3 biggest items. Sometimes they didn't go the Ags. Yeah, overall, those were kind of like the big ones. And it's really good and effective, and you're playing into Secret, who have 2 supports like Clockwork and Rubik, right? You want to utilize this clock to get in there and find your Shaker, but when he's being kind of having an illusion sticking on him, it can be really hard to kind of navigate around that to get the angle that you want.
Yeah, the clock is good against Earthshaker, but against the zombies and Spectre illusions, there's a lot of noise there that Zayat has got to play around. Of course, giving vision with a horn always useful. And Zayat on the run back, good telekinesis in, trying to aim GH, but Tombstone, it'll keep Secret at bay. Miracle continues just to chip away at Puppey. Poking a prod there. Miracle Gets a dagger out as well. Puppy and Zayat dropping incredibly low to these decays of Kuro.
Same as
But
you,
nobody
Time
dropping.
Hunter.
Everyone incredibly low.
Are Radiant using Echo?
Even right down from the tier 1.
Yeah, he started this lane with 7 mango. It was 7 mangoes, and then he brought out 2 more. He actually just gone so hard in on these mangoes, as well as being in a tri lane and getting stick charges. I don't know if he'll ever run out mangoes.
Nisha is going on mid. Sumail has raindrops, fairy fire, and the wand to keep him alive. So the Pango trying to aim for GH, but a good little move there next to the ramp, pushed up by the Pango roll. So Nisha's first Rolling Thunder not coming to much. They're even looking for the kill back on him. Sumail not gonna launch the split earth just there. Bottle refill for Nisha as well.
At least it's only an illusion rune. It's probably how Secret feel.
Chrysalis.
Great.
He has the Shadow Dance bottom. Yeah, Nisha escapes from mid. They'll go back on Sumail and burst him down. Zayat having those nice cogs placed in on top of it. Chrysalis and Mind Control also were having a battle bottom with Puppy's rotation looking for a kill.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a mistake there. I guess a miscalculation, thinking how tanky he would be, and being able to just use that illusion room. Maybe he thought Zayat had left. He had a ward, but maybe it didn't quite see him. Either way, unfortunate for him. Good kill. Yeah.
Amazing what you'll find laying around.
Somehow we'll just come back in the lane. Push it out quickly. Think about his next move. This is giving a lot of room now to Miracle and Resolution. Get some farm under their belts. The tri-lane's broken down, and there's overall laning phase breaking down here. As people do start to rotate and look for picks. Down at bottom, Chrysalis, he's eyeing up Mind Control. Puppy in behind the Slark, but then you've also got GH there ready with a Fisher. At a moment's notice, he can stop the aggression.
Yeah, right now they're thinking about how they can use their Pango for sure. His role is back up. It's kind of like, okay, can we bring a support mid and get that kill on Sumail with it? Can I stop a dive if someone goes? Like, where can he use his TP? I think, oh, he's used his role instead just to secure that arcane rune.
Yeah.
He's heading top with it.
He is coming up here. Lance is going to keep vision on Kuroki. So Nisha can come in with a big swashbuckle. Stick charges the decay, a bit of tankiness for Kuros and dying. Doesn't get the tombstone down in time, and another Fisher from GH. Will keep Miracle safe. Down at bottom, Chrysalis. Another 1v1 fight with Mind Control. Every time he expends the Firefly, though, there's a window here for Secret to play around this movement from Puppy, coming in from the left-hand side. Fade Bolt, Telekinesis, dragging back into Chrysalis damage. Science even arriving here to help out and give a bit of more support. Vision from the Rocket Flare and another pounce allows Chrysalis to get the takedown on MC's bat.
A little bit of relief there for Chrysalis. Now he's 6 as well. He gets all that health regen, so he can just start to farm the lane, not have to worry too much. You have that max dog pack, so he's able to farm camps as well. Should see his farm accelerate a little bit. Miracle, on the other hand, he doesn't really have that like ability to farm hardcore in the jungle, so he's much more reliant on this lane. Luckily, it seems like he's doing a fairly good job. He has a lot of stats. That one that treads. It seems that DP isn't able to really force him out. So that tri lane at the beginning, just giving him that decent enough start to be able to just sit here in the lane. And they're bringing Sumail top now. It is really good for them at some point to take this tower. It's already at half health. It looks like Secret are kind of keyed into this idea, and they're just going to run top themselves with that roll ready.
They've got that deep ward. Zayat's break vision. Nisha rolls in towards Sumail. A little risky though, going under tier 1 with GH's arrival. Could cause problems here for Secret if they go too far. They'll quickly realize that. They forced rotations. They've bought a bit of time. Get Chrysalis. A bit of farm down bottom. Puppy can try and hit 6 mid. Everyone looking for the weaknesses in the chain here.
That's one of the nice things that Nisha is doing, at least, is that every time he makes these rotations, he's very quick to kind of run back to mid for either a rune or to farm. What's Sumail?
Yeah, getting chased by the Pango. Down at bottom, Chrysalis going to try and dip back, but Sumail is going to get taken down by Nisha. Just a straight-up solo kill without the roll. But that is a huge kill for Nisha to have. He's now halfway through level 9. Well on his way to Diffusal Blade. Top of the net worth on his Pango, and he's causing issues for Miracle Spectre. We might have to see Nigma swap their lanes around. You know, put Mind Control top, have the Miracle Spectre go bottom where it may be a little safer for him.
Rezo with his Exo, definitely looking to use it. Their two choices are either to just force top and take that or go for the mid, but I think it makes most sense just with him up here to rotate Nisha instead and take it. And as well, that gives you an easier access into the triangle too, and then it kind of makes it obvious where Miracle's farming.
Yeah, just use the Exo there with the catapult behind you. Nigma trying to reposition themselves. Thinking about defending this around the glyph. You see Zayat's ready with a hook shot. GH does get his Echo Slam up. Potential here, but Zayat has his number. Keeps the vision on him. Echo will catch two of them, but no follow through. But look at Rezo. Needed that fair fire on the wall. He's got a greedy build with a bit of travel, speeding away, but Miracle's in. Haunting towards the death drop, trying to take it down. Mind Control getting chased as well. They should find Rezo here, but he's got so many heals. The ghosts come back at the perfect time. Straight to full HP as Zayat's the only loss the Secret will suffer as the tower falls.
Just got sent.
Nigma trying to react to this, but not getting what they needed.
Really tight, Hunter.
You gotta try and deal with that ward on that high ground if you're Nigma soon. And that ward is given so much information to Secret to try and keep making these plays and force these rotations. And like, your cores are getting out completely alive. I mean, Miracle is being harassed so much top. At some point, you have to realize he's not getting as much as he wants right now from being top. You either commit more heroes up here to get kills and give her that space, or yeah, like you said earlier, they could just try rotating him to another lane. The problem is, as soon as he commits the TP, they run at him and then they force him to use his ult, and they just gotta maybe just try and keep him moving. See them moving though for this bot tower.
They know GH is TP down here and he is all alone. Rezo and Zayat try and track back for him. Fisher delays the inevitable death of GH. It does slow down the push on the tier 1 as well. But every kill on the Earthshaker always feels good. You're delaying that blink or the charge, stopping team fight contributions from coming too early on.
I actually didn't check and realize that Rezo had boost of travel.
Yeah, he had it in the top 5. That's how he sped away from all of them.
Yeah, I think you even mentioned it.
Yeah.
It didn't click in my brain until I saw him TPing onto that wave.
Well, I said it and it didn't even click for me. Hook shot from Zayat. Fine Kuroko. Nigma, they were coming down here to try to defend as a unit, but Secret, they've got 5 heroes here. You can't come in piecemeal one by one. That has to TP home. Leshrac forced back to tier 2s by Nisha.
Dire's top tower.
You can feel the change up here. With no IO, I feel like Sumail is playing a lot more, you know, just not as fast, a little bit more scared. It has to be wary. He can't just run in and rely on that heal.
But he's so conservative, doesn't he?
Yeah. Just trying to get a farm up here, but they're just gonna push him off. When is the Exo? They have the Exo. They're taking bot without needing it. Now they can kind of sweep through this bot jungle.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, they've got multiple angles of attack in towards mid now.
Yeah, you want to use the Exo for mid tower for sure. And then you can maybe wait and use the next one for Roche.
Another kill on GH. It's coming. Telekinesis into the Pango roll. Stolen Lightning Storm, and the final swashbuckle will do the trick. Hook shot from Zayat. Where's that? It's deep. Behind tier 1 in the mid lane. Does force Kuro to throw the tombstone down to try and match what Secret are bringing to this mid. And then last Nisha, a big kill if they can have it, but he's tanky. He's got the illusion into pop to get away from Sumail split up. And Rezo, he's got the exorcism, chasing forward with a 2-man silent. The Secret calming things down in the mid as they kill Miracle top. Crystallis gets the solo kill on the Spectre.
I didn't see that. How did that happen?
I don't know, but they're going in for more. Sheepo Sumail getting caught out with the Nisha Pango. In comes Rezo with the Spirit Siphons bursting through the Sumail Lash. Secret are running away with this game here. Match 3 and it's 12-1. A 6k lead for Secret. Not meant to be, says Rezo.
Jesus, it is unrelenting pressure. They're doing such a good job of it. This ward is still up on that high ground in the triangle. Like, Secret are just seeing everything. They know where Nigma's playing. They know that Spectre just cannot really farm this jungle so easily. Like, it's so hard for him to come back in this game. They're putting so much lane pressure on everywhere.
Sumail completely out of mana. Like you were saying a few moments ago, without this IO, he doesn't have that battery of mana to sustain the amount of damage that comes out of Pulse Nova. Rezo being eyed up top, but he's already safely behind his tier 1, even pinging to say, hey, do we want to defend this, or do we just let it fall?
For the inner.
I think you might have to let that tower go down there.
Yeah.
In return, you're pressuring bot. Always getting something.
Triple range creep, catapult wave,
Radiant's bottom tower
mind control. He's
faces a
TP'd
stiff
here.
wind.
Zayat, he's right next to him. Has hookshot ready, and he'll go straight for the back. Nisha in with his rolling thunder. Not such a long cooldown. He's using it every time it comes up. And Bat Rider not having a game anymore. 0-2-1. He's got these bots, but needs Blink, needs BKB. It's across the board from Nigma. We need Blink on Earthshaker. We need BKBs up on this Bat Rider. Spectre needs the Manta style. Another 10 minutes. It feels like Nigma needs to actually get the items to rally around their squad and defend objectives.
It does feel like a case of where they're getting sort of picked off one by one, or just someone's dying and they're not taking the full fight that they really can, because they have a lot of things that allow them to fight. You have this Tombstone, for example. Even just having Fissure is still pretty decent, right? And how many times, have we seen Bat Rider able to just get a little bit of a chase down, throw that flame break back, and lasso out of position? If you can drag someone from secret out of position, you can definitely fight. And they had that idea, right? They TP the back bottom, they're kind of waiting. I think they didn't, I'm not sure how their comms were like. Maybe they didn't expect Secret to be able to dive there, or didn't know that Zayat was already in position, but I think they wanted to defend it. And it is a really good idea, especially when you have the glyph, because when you activate it, it gives the split shot, does so much damage. Like 17 minutes, you're not really strong enough to tank it if you take a full-on fight there. But yeah, they weren't quite set up to take it. I think maybe playing a little bit more around this side lane pickoff if you can chase someone down with this bat.
Hex, they're trying to match Secret instead of looking for moves of their own. It's leading to their downfall now with almost a 10k lead for Secret and another aggressive smoke. Hunting in the triangle. Get the D ward up there as well. As we start to think about Roshan, if a team fight victory is brought, they'll pounce onto Miracle. Doesn't have horns, no mana for it. So Chrysalis and Nisha take down the late game security Nigma were trying to build up. As Kurosa Mail, the spot Zayat. Flame breaking back, but he's got hookshot and cogs. This chaotic team fight presence from the Clockwork, opening up for Secret here to maybe play back in towards the ledge, deep in from the back with the Exo. Resolution chases mind control, BKB's up and finds the finish on him and Sumail. Team Secret stomping all over Nigma here in game 3. And with this
axe now, god damn the range, the ability to get across the map.
I mean, this DP is first phase banned against Rezo for a good reason. Gonna rename himself to Rexo in a second as he'll take this Roshan down quickly.
The spirit of Lacoste lives on.
You gotta do it. This is Roshan for Secret. Nigma are positioning themselves with Blink Echo at the ready. They can pull the trigger on this jump. The Horde, the Echo. He doesn't blink forward. Trying to focus Chrysalis, but this is doom and gloom as Puppy steals the Echo and they get 2 more kills. Nigma, what can you do? Zayat has a hook shot. If he can get a glimpse of it on someone, they can reinitiate, but they're back into the pit to secure the Roche and the Aegis for themselves. Another failed attempt. Another woeful team fight from Nigma.
Did his blink get cancelled by Zayat? I couldn't tell if it was that or if he just realized he went Echo there.
I'm not too sure, but Miracle's dying. Sheepo, they're just losing everything, bleeding out left and right.
Really just spiraling out of control. It feels like everything. I mean, they're even mind control. I'm gonna miss that.
TP home.
Cancel. Yeah, all their little options are things that they have and are getting. Yeah, we're getting this item. Yeah, we're getting this level. Yeah, we're getting this spell. But never enough.
Yeah, you're losing your ledge. Yeah, you got a hookshot in from Zayat. He gets the splitter down to Sumail, tries to heal up with his wand, but it's never enough. Chrysalis with 9 perma stacks of Agi up. Even diving in with his Aghanim Scepter, pouncing towards Kuro and GH. Mid-tier 2 looking a little worse for wear. And with this Slark, like you've been talking about the past few games and series, the warding battle is just so impossible for Nigma. Every observer ward they have is being de-warded.
whenever Slark is ahead, the map just becomes so tiny. It's not just the wards as well. It's having this axe, the double leap, the range on it. Like, even if you find a little space to farm or a little space to try and recover, right? Like, he is able to catch you and hunt you down and chase you. These boosts of travel synergizing so well with that on the DP. It feels like Nigma really need some way to help disengage. Again, these 4-staffs, something in the future maybe to look towards. Like your Bat Rider, he's trying to get a blink just so they can try and get a good initiation for themselves. If they can catch that DP, for example, and burst her down.
Look at the freedom the Chrysalis has, though. He lurks, he jumps, he finds the Spectre. The stun will connect with the Fissure on top. Chrysalis being chain disabled, but he's got the Shadow Dance, and now the DP with the Exo will come back in with a single shot from Zayas, finding Sumel's Lashrak. Down you go into the grave, and Chrysalis is hunting for more. Miracle TP's home, Spectre's out there. They safeguard their carry, but Kuro is caught up in the pounce, leashed up. A good Fissure defensively will allow the Undying to escape, but it opens the tier 2 for Rizzo to utilize his Exo, get the objectives they need. And the Age is still in the hands of Clark for 2 minutes 40. Even if they killed him the once there, the fight would have fallen apart regardless.
A moment of peace for Nigma, and I say peace in that I think they're going to wait for next Exo to even attempt to take high ground, but at that point, your Aegis has expired. And so if they're feeling confident enough, they might still play for it, but if they're playing to be careful and not to throw, we might see Secret wait until the next round. That gives Nigma a plethora of opportunities to try and make a move, make something come back. You have this Echo Blink, you have this Tombstone. There's always an opportunity to take some fight around a high ground ward, which could be well in your favor. This slot, he does not have a BKB, right? He can still die to the damage from the Lashrak. So Nigma definitely have something in this game, even though it is a 16k lead.
They've got options. They do have that overwhelming team fight if they can get the jump. But they need vision to do it. They need smoke, some kind of surprise maneuver. They are all green-lit. Everyone's got all their abilities ready. But Secret.
The main problem, right? Secret is just going to come up, take the tier 2 towers. They always ready to jump you. And notice they have this long range from both Slug Leap and the hook shot. At a moment's notice.
Nigma don't even want to show on lanes. Sumail was thinking about pushing bot, but it is too scary on the map right now.
And look at this play, right? The problem of this smoke is that they think that Nigma has tried to push out of the map because they show top. They're like, okay, they're just going to be farming bot, right? Let's sweep through it with a smoke and get a pick off on whoever is trying to farm outside the map. But they're not doing it. They're just sitting in their base. They're actually just... Oh,
surprise
so
move. Science in such a good position here. He could break the smoke. But Nigma, they found their way around him, weaseling their way into that bottom jungle. Orm spots Renzo, they'll get the blink lasso. This is a huge kill for Nigma. They'll look to take him down, but the Death Shroud not quite enough to keep him alive. But in comes the roll and the slot pouncing in. They'll aim for the Spectre on the ledge. Oh, Sumail jumping so low so quickly. He's gone now, bounce back into the dying. Chrysalis and Ninja open up on Miracle. Nigma Galaxy losing 3 off the back of that initiation. It looked good to start with, but Zayas is aiming for more. Mind control on the retreat. The hook shot didn't land. Try and get in on towards GH now instead. You see, blinks away. That rider's out there, and GH TPs too.
Amazing what you'll find later.
Game we can on this little brief escapade outside of their base. All that TP back, and this is where the network lead really comes into play. Right, you get that DP kill. Honestly, like, fantastic start for Nigma in that fight, but you still have Nisha with an Ags, a Diffusal Blade, all these levels. Same with Chrysalis. They're both so tanky, they're both so farm, they have so many levels. They don't need DP to kill your team.
And they've got Nisha and Chrysalis just to roll on over. I've got to say, Zayas on his clockwork is at a spectacular time. He's contending with zombies and spectre illusions and all this nonsense. But he's finding the lines, finding that chaos in a team fight with the cogs pushing people around or locking Sumail in place. And right now he's that smoke blocker, making sure that no one's coming through that bottom jungle and there's no one really farming down bottom wave either.
And when you're lacking all this vision, you're just scared. you're terrified. You're like, we don't know where they are. We don't know where they're playing. They could be bot. They could be top. And using this secret increased their net worth lead because they can farm 2 heroes in the triangle, 1 hero bot, and 2 behind them in their own jungle. Because Nigma don't know. They can't smoke up knowing, yeah, they're definitely split up right now. Because the threat is always there. The ability to connect is always there. You have the boost of travel. It's so risky and hard, and you're playing without the vision of seeing, like, Clockwork is pushing just from fog with the rocket flare, right? He's not even putting himself in the position to get grabbed by Nigma.
Yeah, and they got this deep ward down that's actually spotted Nigma come in to try and de-ward bottom. They kind of know that they're either in their base or smoking out top because they've pushed in bot, pushed in mid. That's what Chrysalis is looking for right now as a Slark. He's smoke hunting at the moment. Trying to figure out if there's any vision placed by Nigma up here as well. And this might be their last ditch effort. And one team fight here could bring them back into the game, but it could also lose them the match.
They're looking for anything. I mean, these are the moves that you have to make. You cannot just sit and wait for this slow death. As the net worth lead increases for Secret, right? This smoke up waiting in the trees. If a single hero shows, you know, it's still... Well, are they gonna find them? Ooh, he's fine. Close though. But yeah, I mean, you gotta... You don't know exactly where they are, but they're probably not sitting as 5. Now, that's not how you win your head, necessarily, right? So if they can just get that quick grab with the lasso, and they're gonna hunt for it, they're gonna look for it, they gotta try. They gotta try, Gary.
Yeah, they've got to throw everything they've got at this. And they finally de-walled that deep observer that's been causing them so many issues the past 3 minutes. But Secret, they're all together. No one is left alone. They're spreading wide across the map to keep the pressure onto Nigma Galaxy here. And Miracle, the only one who feels safe, showing on a wave. A reasonably fast Roshan respawn is going to lead to a big clash around the pit. Nigma might be running out of smokes at this point, though. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, they've got 1 on GH, so they do have the opportunity to leave their base. But we see Zayat's in position to break it. Nigma again, good angle to move around these smoke breakers. But there's Chrysalis, the Slark on the front lines, and Nisha. Swashbuckle and Rolling Thunder. Hook shot onto mind control. The Fisher tries to block them away, but Nisha's in with Chrysalis, finding the kill on the battle rider now, and they look towards Sumail on the left-hand side. Kuroki being ripped apart by Resolution's DP. And the 2 stones down. 2 kills for Secret again, just holding Nigma back and making sure this dominant position on the map isn't relinquished.
How annoying. The one thing you're looking for is just a hero to jump, and it's always that pesky Slark using his Dark Pack, making it impossible. You just can't jump. There's no way for you to know that he's wound it up and flicked it in time, unless you're checking like your 1 charges maybe, because then it does show that he's used it. But that's it. It's hard. It's risky, and you can't really, risk it.
I will miss my reflection.
I don't know. Maybe Nigma can get a couple more things before the next big fight, before this fight for Roche. I mean, Roche is up right now. Definitely scary, but you want like your Earthshaker level 12, right? More damage on that Echo Slam. Maybe you want to see Kuroki get that Tombstone maxed out. Mind Control, obviously very far away from that BKB, not really something you can rely on here.
He's behind the Clockwork in net worth. After having a decent laning stage, it really has been a downhill slide for Mind Control's bat.
He's very under-farmed, and it's hard. You can't take this farm. The small amount trickling into your base, you have to give it to Miracle. You have to give it to your carry. As the Bat Rider, all you can really do is go for this blink, and he's not going to go for a real greedy BKB. Well, he's going for the 4-staff, and I think that is the correct play. You need these 4-staffs to try and get your team out. Come on.
Drag people into Fountain.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the
Sumail steps out. Sumail's been caught. Self-fueled. Chrysalis has BKB up, so the hook shot in from Zayat's going to lock the latch in place. The horn coming through, allowing Miracle to maybe get on top of some of these dire support heroes, but Chrysalis just diving into the base. Sumail's still alive. The Echo Snap from GH, but the Rolling Thunder. Nisha causes chaos, allows the double back to come out, along with a Shadow Dance, and Secret to sweep through them. Every member of Nigma demolished by Nisha's Rolling Thunder. 2 buybacks required, but I just don't see it happening.
It is very hard. I mean, Rezo is such a beast right now. Running through Chrysalis, just couldn't kill him. He's got so much regen coming out from that ult into the depth shroud. He's just regen. You can't target him, even with all the daily damage.
Middle tower is under attack.
This is not enough in the pack.
Yeah, and they've got these multiple boots of travels just jumping from lane to lane. Like Nisha now going to TP home to refill with Rezo, and then they can return to the Roche pit thinking about that Aegis. There's even a DD room spawning outside the pit for them as well. And here we can see it. Lesh just stepping out of that base a bit too far. And he was tanky enough to get back to high ground with the soul rips and the heals that he had behind him. But the timing on this, as we see Chrysalis dive, he got so close to dying with that Echo Slam and Chain Stun, and then Nisha comes in, saves the day.
Actual champ. Every moment that ticks by, it gets harder and harder to take these fights for Nigma because Clockwork's finished a Lotus Orb. You just stick that on your Slark, and now it's literally impossible to ever lasso him. Maybe you don't even care about him. Maybe you think he's just absolutely fine. Put it on your DP. You know, let Rezo get that full damage off from Exorcism. I mean, this Lotus Orb is just a free live, it feels like, versus the Batrider, which is their main tool to try and win these fights so they can get anyone out of position. And on top of that, like, Nisha's buying an Eon Kiss. So when you're ahead, you might see someone get cocky. I'm just going to buy damage items. I'm just going to buy, you know, things that let me do more. Shiva's Guard. I want Shiva's Guard. And he knows the only way we lose this game is if I get lassoed and pulled into that base. So by buying this Eon Kiss, he is
Double damage.
removing the ability for Nigma to pull themselves back in.
Perfect optimization. I'm just wondering what that pause was. You know, we've had Poppy pause, we've had Fiddle pause, Tactical pause. This felt like a Kuroki pep talk pause. Get the morale back up in your team because they've got to be feeling down and out. 4-31 with a 33k lead over on Secret. Another Roshan going into their hands as well. You need your captain to lift your spirits. That's what Kuroki can potentially do here. Just remind them, we've got Miracle on Spectre, we've got GH on Earthshaker, we have these tools to win team fights and go late game. We've not lost tier 3 yet. That's a royal we from Kuroki's perspective.
Yeah, it would be nice for sure if GH could get his shard before the next fight. Just add that little bit extra way to hold your high ground, put a little bit of pressure out from range. Otherwise, yeah. No, there's so many items you need and so little farm trickling in. Everything really is just in your Spectre, and even she's scared and uncomfortable. There's a lot of magic damage, a lot of control, and all he has really is a Manta style and half of a Skadi. I mean, he's nearly finished it. He's got his courier prepped and ready to grab that last bit. He's going to funnel every little wave that comes into him that they can.
Get the Spectre big. That's all they can hope for. Chrysalis cruises up top to push out wave. The rest of them, they went down bottom as they do get a lasso haunt. Finding Poppy. That's a kill. Not going to get much off the back of it. And that was 2 ultis, right? So you've got a minute and a half now at the least where Secret, you can exploit it. Hook shot in. Fish over the Rolling Thunder, looking for Sumail. Chrysalis will move in. Self-fuel from the ledge. Gonna save him for a second or two. But he's being turned on quickly by the BKB and the Rolling Thunder with no buyback on Sumail. It's really dangerous for Nigma now to continue fighting. They'll lose the Batrider in their base. And Team Secret with his Exo can think about pushing high ground again. Tier 3 mid, just 260 HP remaining. And Slark still with Aegis in his hands. Can waltz up the ramp. Get onto tier 3s and look at this first lane of barracks against Nigma.
That left kill was so big as well.
More damage from Chrysalis. A killer chip, but there's no Blink Echo, there's no buybacks, there's no Spectre soon. Chrysalis forces them back to Fountain. It's a 1v5 now.
Barracks are taking water.
He's just so farmed, Gary.
Radiant's middle barracks
He is incredibly strong. And on they move. Tier 3 bottom. Unlock the base. Close this one out. One step closer. That lower bracket final. Team Secret looking to knock out Nigma Galaxy here. The battle of the ages. Start off with a bang. Game 2 was tight, but game 3 has been a one-way street for Secret.
40k net worth lead up now.
Ending with a bit of a fizz for Nigma. They will respawn in time to defend their top lane though. And we they are still waiting for this blink echo from GH to make the difference. But look at Zayat. He's on the Spectre. Chrysalis in. We'll get the pounce. They're focusing in onto Miracle, and he's down. No buyback. Oh, God, it's a disaster for Nigma now. Chrysalis does still have the Aegis, so his first life claim, sure. But what do you do off the back of it? Undying, Flesh Golem. Tombstone still up, and Soul Rip back to full HP, but Secret, they've retreated. They got 2 lanes, Aegis used to perfection. And this 40k lead just seems insurmountable for Nigma now.
Really is. That kill on Sumail opened everything up for them. The split earth spam with that shard was probably one of the best tools they had to defend their high ground, and with that out of the way, Secret don't care. They'll go in, they'll dive. There's nothing really making them scared. All that AoE damage gone. It doesn't exist. He's in the grave. And now maybe confident enough here to go in. They have that ward down. They're looking for an opening. Anyone that steps out of line, anyone that steps up to de-ward, it will die instantly, and I think Nigma know.
Yeah, that's why Kuro hasn't gone for it. Tried to get a ward of his own in that mid lane, but that's immediately de-warded by Rezo. Team Secret, they know that both of these other lanes can naturally push in. Exo's back up, so creeps arriving at the top lane of this Radiant base will mean Rezo moves forward.
No buybacks except on that right now.
Rough stuff for Nigma Galaxy. Exceptional position for Team Secret. They can just stay here. The platform, the launch pad themselves, up into the high ground, diving the base. Battle Rider, he tried to blink in, but he's dead. Does buy back. Forcing some spells and cooldowns. The BKB in particular from Chrysalis did get utilized. So a bit of a poke from Nigma there to give them another option, another chance to get back in this game.
Free bats buyback for a D-ward on that ward. Big wins, big wins.
Gains.
Got some XP from that, yeah.
And Spec has buyback now.
Wonderful.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The Secret aren't going to give up.
Deadly swift.
They've claimed this land as their own and they want to keep it.
Rock it on!
Playing so nicely, just so clean on Secret. They really don't want to give anything away.
Nice being crisp.
Taking the little pickoffs that they can, threatening them, even in their own base, even when no one's really looking for a proper fight. Applying constant pressure. Now, they're going to back it up, continue to increase that lead. They've got their wards
Precious
down.
bounty.
Even Puppy has Neon Disc now. This is going to be very difficult to kill any number of these heroes. You know, Rezo has his disassembled. Hango has his disassembled. Puppy now has one. Slark has a multitude of safety mechanisms with Shadow Dance, Depth Shroud, BKB. Incredibly challenging for Nigma to get that jump.
Just splitting up to keep farming, and Dias is just holding the line, sitting on this high ground. If anyone comes, you know, he'll break that smoke. He's ready to delay. He's got that Lotus Orb, so they shouldn't be able to kill him.
And now they swarm in. The hook shot doesn't quite land, but they've got the cogs and the telekinesis. They're going to bring down Miracle quickly. He does have buyback, don't forget. So Nigma with a chance here to fight around Kuro, but it quickly falls to the DD of Chrysalis. No one dying for 30 seconds, so a swift move up top from Team Secret. Exo from Rezo. Shred through the tier 3 tower.
And the DD Chrysalis. He's scary.
He's a monster. A beast from the deep.
But they give nothing away. Buy back out? Sure, no problem. We'll back off. Well, Roche respawning. Well, we don't know when, but it starts to respawn in 40 seconds. They're even peeking their head in. They know. Comms probably telling each other, alright guys, you know, one little thing at a time. Step out, we punish it. We don't overcommit. We don't give them the slam. We don't give them the lasso to the fountain.
And this is how bad it's got for Nigma as Zayat misses that hook shot. Telekinesis same from Puppy though. His lasso going to get cancelled out. Chrysalis got himself away. Weasel himself forward now towards the MC Bat nearly dead. Chrysalis with the help of Poppy and Zayas do claim the kill. Lots of mail, permanently controlled. And another 2 kills, no buybacks. GH, he tries his best for the Blink Echo Slam in, but it's all over now. A buyback from GH will come out, but Team Secret have this game under lock and key.
Way too hard to do anything. I mean, they're holding on. Maybe Secret runs it 5-man into the fountain. We gotta hope for something, but it's worse and worse.
Yeah, Nisha with his Aghanim Scepter, destroying the Spectre of Miracle. Gone to 80. Only GH stands here now, but this is the game you do not call early. GH, it had to come eventually. They waited. 20 minutes of solid domineering by Team Secret. Finally coming to an end with a victory here in Game 3. Dropping out Nigma from TI Qualifiers. Commiserations to Nigma, to Kuroki, all the boys on the team, the Nigma fans, and congratulations to Team Secret. I mean, it's not a huge victory as things go in terms of bracket placement. They've got another series to win to get to last chance qualifiers. But in terms of matchups and teams, Secret against Nigma, it's as big as they come.